Hello, hi, hello, and welcome to the 2020 American Dad Comic-Con Zoom panel. Panel Zoom? Zanel?
The Zoomel.
You're saying Poom. Okay, we're going to call it
Poom.
I don't think that's good, but...
Who are you talking to? You're alone in that house.
Who's over there?
He has people.
I'm Nick Wegener. I'm a co-host with my good friend Joe Chandler. Joe, say hi. Who are we?
I'm Joe Chandler. We are executive producers on American Dad. We write the show. We've created some of your favorite episodes and some of your least favorite episodes. We're here to introduce you to the cast who's with us, and we have a special guest too.
Yeah, with us today, Rachael MacFarlane, Hayley Smith. Say hello.
Hi, I'm so happy to be part of this poom. It's my first poom.
Oh, you never forget your first poom.
You know, that's what I hear.
And we've got Francine Smith. Wendy Schaal is here.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. We're gonna do the best we can here.
And Mr. Scott Grimes, aka Steve Smith, in the house.
Hey guys, thanks for having me. This is not I've done 3 pooms already today.
Wow, he's a poom.
Yeah.
The Poominator.
And we've got the voice of Klaus, Dee Bradley Baker. You know him, you love him.
Gluten talk, everyone.
And a special guest today, Mr. Brent Woods, illustrator for the show. They put down illustrator. What's your official title, Brent?
I am the supervising director. I actually am one of 2 supervising directors. And,
the other one's not here. It doesn't matter.
I won't talk about Ron.
You're the only one, yeah.
No, I'm not going to mention him at all. In fact.
Now, Brent, we have heard that you are so good at drawing that you can make great illustrators out of just about anyone. Is that true?
Whew, I've tried that recently, and I had great success. So I think we'll...
So you can lead us? Is everyone on board to draw? All casts?
And anybody at home, you can follow along.
It.
Brent's going to share his screen. We're going to see him draw Roger, and you can do it at home too. So grab some pen and paper, and let's go.
And if you guys are good, Disney says that you can go ahead and start making your own episodes and putting them online.
And
we don't need Nick or Joe anymore, right? After this?
You haven't needed us this whole time, actually.
We're going to show you how to do our voices, so we're not needed after this. We're all fine.
Yeah, we're looking at somebody.
We're tired of this.
To be able to draw the show, so when we don't need the voices, you can do the drawing. So it's perfect. Just so everyone knows at home, try to get thin-ish paper, like your typical computer paper, because we're going to be doing a drawing and laying another piece of paper on top and doing kind of like a cleanup and coloring if you want. So more than one piece of paper, preferably a little bit thinner than super thick. So
Wendy, you already look worried.
I'm already behind the ball. Already behind the ball.
I don't either.
I got lots of great fat paper ready to go.
Not my fat paper.
Brent, are you having fun yet?
I am. Here we go. So check this out. I'm going to start by showing everybody a real quick tour of what we're going to be doing today. I recorded this a little bit earlier, and this is we're going to be drawing Roger. We're going to draw Roger and his basically how we see him through most of the show. Just kind of looking at his standings upright. And if we have some time, we'll throw a costume on him. But this is what we're going to be working through today.
It's like magic.
It really
is kind of like magic.
It makes me want to draw Bambi for some reason.
That's another panel or another poem. So anyways, so this is what we're going to be starting with today. And once we do this rough of Roger, we're then going to Figure out how to stop this. We're then going to get to the point where ours looks something like...
Oh my God, like that's ever gonna happen.
That won't happen at all.
I cannot wait to see Scott's drawing. He is
goodness.
We're gonna have to rank these.
Stick figure, Roger.
Okay, so here we go. Let's see here. Okay, get some references. Okay, can everyone see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so Roger, so when we start drawing, the first thing we're going to do, just to kind of get the proportions straight on this guy, is we're going to just draw a line that's going to describe basically how tall he is.
Okay, so we're doing that with just a regular pencil, yeah?
Regular pencil.
With a Sharpie, Scott.
And then...
I have a rock and a chisel.
And then cut that shape in half. So you're going to kind of take that line, eyeball the middle of it, draw a little line there.
I'm
I
drawing
got
with
this.
ketchup
I'm
for
feeling
the
really
record.
confident so far. This is easy.
You know, it's meant to be. So
I never realized how easy this is.
I don't have any eraser. I've already messed up. This
Oh,
can't be
no.
bad.
I don't have an eraser either.
You guys.
There's no going back.
Sometimes if you do the wrong line, you just do more lines. Is that right, Brent?
you know,
Adding extra lines?
you'll
He's
see
adding
my line
lines.
at the end isn't going to look exactly like the Roger you see on the left, but yeah, just add lines. You know, this is
Are
meant
we-
to be kind of a
We're
very
not allowed to swear on this, right? Scott, I think almost swore it.
I almost did. You caught that?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Are we not allowed to swear? We should have covered that in the beginning.
This is kid friendly. It's got to be just like
Oh,
the show.
God. All right.
Okay, so you cut the line in half. The top half is his head, and the bottom half is his body. So on the bottom half, cut about a quarter off the bottom of it, because this line that I drew right here, this is where his feet will rest.
Okay.
And
Not
that is,
using the bottom
that's
quarter.
Roger right there. It's just simple
Wait,
math.
I'm not erase. When you say cut it off, I'm not erasing it, right?
No, because after you do the drawing, we're gonna stick that other paper on top, and then
Gotcha.
you'll do kind of like your cleanup, and that's how you
Okay.
kind of hide all the guidelines you're doing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's easy. So
Okay.
we'll do the head first, and the head is basically kind of like a lopsided ice cream cone. That's how my kid described it. I thought it was
Wait. You're going fast now.
Yes. So first, we're going to start by basically drawing from the center of that top part down to where the neck is going to meet the torso. And
But when we're drawing the head right now, we're not doing it on that thing we just drew.
you
No.
are. So if you can see my screen,
Yes.
take this top part right
Yeah.
there, and right in the middle, you kind of make it a little thicker. This is where the eyes meet the kind of like that bulbous egg shape, and we draw
It's where soul
simply
meets
a
body.
upside down triangle.
So that upside down cone thing, that we should have that now.
Yes.
Okay.
It's making me hungry.
This must take years of experience and training to get to this point.
Yeah. I thought it was like a week.
Tools
It's
and stuff to
amazing.
teach you. Yeah.
Mine looks great so far, so I don't know what you guys are talking
So
about.
good.
I got a
Okay,
triangle.
so then we have that cone thing. Now we're going to draw the egg shape. And the easiest thing I can tell you to do is the highest part of his head is, see where I've drawn mine? It's kind of to the screen right of that cone. And you just kind of have to connect those shapes.
Ah. That's cool.
I mean, technically it's, you know, there's no easy way to describe that shape. It's his head shape.
Now, Brent, it's true that some of the characters are simple. Like I know, like Klaus is like much simpler, where you don't have to do like oblong shapes as much, right? It's just like a triangle and a circle and stuff.
Klaus is like a circle with like a cone and like half a circle.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Dee? Do you think Klaus is a simple character?
I think simple is not a bad thing to be in this world. It's succinct and it's comprehensible, and and you can draw it.
Dee,
I respect
Dee,
that.
why we ask you that? I have some questions here from some fans, and
Life's like a box of chocolates.
at
two chocolates.
at BB Deathridge. I don't know if that's Instagram or Twitter,
That'd be-
but
That's
they wanted
right.
to know if you speak German. How is your accent so good?
Weil ich Deutsch in College studiert habe. Und ich rede immer noch Deutsch mit meinen Hunden auch.
Is that yes?
It's yes.
That's how you say yes in German.
I studied German. That's yeah. That is yes in German. Everything I said. That's how a German says yes. They really have a long form language compared to ours. I studied it in college, and I still speak it with my dogs. I literally do. I walk around the house talking to my dogs in German.
That's spectacular.
It's
Das
fun.
ist gut. Yes.
You know, I just don't have any chance. I mean, you know, ever since 2 world wars, German's not a really popular language, so I don't have a lot of opportunity to speak it with anybody anymore.
Brent, are we drawing another
Brent, you're
upside
lapping
down?
us. What are we doing here,
Uh-oh.
Brent?
Well, I just kind of got ahead of you, but
Great.
I won't jump too far ahead.
I'm
So
with you. I'm with
now
you.
we're doing the upside down ice cream cone, not the loppy upright ice cream cone. I'm going to lower my my drawing opacity so you guys can get a better look at what I'm
You're gonna
drawing.
say you're
but-
gonna lower your expectations because I think
Yeah, yeah. You should have no expectations.
none.
I have high expectations. I think, I don't know, we had a lot of good drawings yesterday, so I think this will work out really well. So from the neck down, we're basically drawing like his torso and like his pec area. And
His
here's
pecker?
the trick with this.
Is Pecker?
From his neck down to where his feet touch the ground. You
Right.
divide that into thirds. His torso, which is kind of a fatter, shorter cone, will touch his ball, his belly.
Touch his what?
What?
Sphere, his ball,
Only one.
belly.
Hold on.
He had a surgery when he was in his 20s.
Ball.
That's how you got Rogu.
That, and then I touch my what?
So you draw that upside down cone, and then it's going to sit on top of a sphere, a ball. Not a circle, because the circle's flat. This is dimension. And that goes down to, well, you can see the drawing. It goes down somewhere in the middle of that bottom third. And so you should have Roger's head and his body.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to do the legs, and the legs are the weirdest shape on his body and probably the hardest. So bear with me. So just very lightly draw a line from the edge of his belly and his backside.
From
Draw
his
down
ball.
to that bottom line on the edges of his ball.
Now, Brent, do you don't break it down in this really elementary way when you do this, right? You can just kind of free form it.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
most of the time when we draw, we're just kind of very quickly just drawing it for expression.
Ah.
But
And
this is drawing the model, right? Is that what it's called, Brian?
yeah, this is drawing the model, and this is like, when you do like the how to draws, this is the way to get it so that it's as close as you can. But for most of my job, I do like the part of my job I like the most is going over thumbnails and just interpreting stories and like breaking them down into shots and making sure the acting lines up and we're telling the jokes and hopefully adding a little something to it.
You have to be able to do this to get a job, though, at American Dad as an artist, right? Don't you have
Yes.
to take a test and draw the model?
Yeah, and you have to be close. You have to, because the show is sent to an overseas studio, and that studio then translates our drawing. So the closer we are to being what they'll see on the final version of it,
Mm-hmm.
the more we'll translate your acting correctly, and if your acting will be translated correctly.
The
So-
Final Virgin. That sounds like a Steve story.
The movie.
Anybody at home can write that episode for us, send it
Yes.
in. It's perfect.
Yes. We take open submissions all the time. Change the name on the front. It's how Hollywood works.
Okay, so next thing you're gonna do is on this bottom line is notice that we're basically gonna be drawing where the foot touches the ground, this front toe, if you see on the left here. And so this is where, I think of it very dimensionally, but it'd probably be helpful to think of it kind of as flat, just more of a design than an actual object. But I do a little line from the tip of that toe, and then on the right side, his heel extends a little bit past his butt. And so that kind of just locks us down to how far left and right our drawing should go. And then I've drawn these two diagonals to kind of show where the foot touches the ground, and now I'm drawing kind of through it just to help me visualize it. Now we're gonna draw the legs. And we're gonna then connect the feet to the legs. So the legs are kind of like lizard legs. And the best thing I can tell you is that this
Say
left
no more. I got it from there.
Lizard legs, yeah.
You can't see this, but Nick has lizard legs, which is why
Yeah.
he gets that.
I just got to look down and draw what I'm seeing.
sometimes you just kind of got to look at where you're trying to draw and just try to match it as best you can. But his legs are just these little, like squat little things, and his feet are they're not kind of, they are just these triangular three-toed things that if you look from the side, I always think of them as being kind of fat above the toe and kind of taper back to the ankle from the side.
Three-toed thing.
So now all you have to do is turn those in space and angle them down, and your drawing will be done. So I would say,
How do you turn things in space?
Oh God, now it's getting weird. Hold on.
Yeah,
this is-
right?
this is the
Brent, let's slow that down here. Talk us through what you're doing.
Slow your
Okay.
roll.
Brad, I'm lost.
So
Oh,
what
I
I did, and I'll lower my drawing so I can redraw it for you guys. The first thing I'm thinking is this is kind of where the foot touches the ground, right? And if I were to draw through it in my mind, that's kind of the full footprint. And then I want to add dimension to that foot. And so that's his one foot. That's like the basic shape. So first you want to start with the big shapes, and this is it for his foot. Then I want to kind of just make a guide where I want to draw the toes, like how far the toes go back. And I'm also thinking of this dimensionally, and I'm going to overdraw it just for the sake of proving the point.
Mm.
But you can kind of see, like, I think of each of the toes as these, like, not claws, but, you know, tapered toes. And that's one foot. And now when I think about the other foot, I actually, you know, I think of it the same way. And I'm going to lower it and draw through so you can see it. The other foot is back here. You can't see most of it. But this is that shape of the other foot. Same deal. Just kind of separate out where those toes hit the foot.
Looks like my mouse.
Roger's built completely out of computer parts. That is his backstory.
Wow.
And then
you heard it here first.
Mine's pigeon toe.
Take it away, internet.
So his legs are like the weirdest part of him. Like his legs even kind of make his head look simple. But
everything else is totally normal.
So are you guys ready? Do you want to move on past that and do?
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
I'm going to save the head to last because that's probably the most fun, I think, with Roger. So we're just going to drop in his arms. And the simple way to think about his arms is they're two tubes, and his hands are going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll get through that. So first thing is he has that, I don't know, how would you describe the posture of his arms? They're just kind of these bent arms, I guess.
Yeah.
So you draw the upper arms first, and then extend out the forearms.
The upper arms go to where we meet the ball again. We're back to the ball.
Yes.
All roads lead to ball.
You want the cylinders of the upper arms to touch the ball at where the torso hits
Yeah.
the ball.
Sorry, told you.
It happened.
Now,
Hounds.
what I do to make sure that the arms are even is that I kind of draw a line that is intended to be invisible between the two wrists.
Right.
I kind of keep it at the same angle that the feet are touching the ground. And then the simple way to do the hands is
Like a tray.
It's kind of like you just did with the wrists, angle the back of the palm and the fingers equally on both left and right hands. And again, so I'm just going to draw this out and then kind of loop back. But once you've drawn those palms, the palms are essentially kind of like a tapered rectangle. And like the feet, instead of drawing individual fingers first, we're just going to draw kind of like a mitten. I guess that's the way you should think about it at first, because first you draw the mitten and then you can draw the lines for the fingers, and they tend to work out okay. So we have the arms, we have the fingers, or we have the mitts for the hands. And then we just subdivide for the fingers. So you just draw two lines in the middle there. And we have a nice guide for his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I had an eraser like you do.
You can
These computers and their fancy erasers.
so now that we've done that, I think we're going to do the face now. So the face I think is the thing I actually end up drawing the most, because I often, a large part of my job is doing notes. So the first thing we're going to do is draw the eyes, and the eyes come just, here, I want to draw it and then you can copy it. So the eyes are not circles, they are ovals, and the top of the eyes are just above where that cylinder and that egg shape meet. Mine need to be a little bit more over. And these always terrified me when I first started working on the show, because
Sometimes they would move.
drawing these shapes, especially tilting them and then having to add this little skin flap evenly around them, seems very daunting to me.
Brent, who originally designed these?
I think Seth. I mean,
was it Seth that originally did it?
Do
I
not
didn't watch him
expect
do it.
any sort of family resemblance in drawing ability with that.
Did you guys draw together growing up, or
I
are you
mean,
better?
No, I basically sat and watched him draw, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
I did not. That is not a skill that I received.
You got the singing. You got the singing gene, though.
Yeah. Would
Yeah.
you sit there and draw, and you
That
would
you
just
didn't
like
get
belt
that
out?
either.
What?
I said, would
Actually-
he draw and you just sing to him?
Yes, it was. I was just gonna swear. It was
What a
like
beautiful
Mary
childhood.
Poppins.
Rachel, we actually got a question from Zach Fedor, and he actually wanted to know what everybody's favorite song they've sung on the show was. And Rachel, I'd love if you answer that, and if anybody else has one that they love doing.
Gosh, what was my favorite song that I sang on the show?
Yeah, somebody else, Cincy John said, and what's your favorite song and why is it open-minded?
That is absolutely perfect. That has to be, that song is fantastic. Because it's so funny. The lyrics are hilarious. And yet it's actually a really pretty melody too. It's actually a really nice song. And I get to, I got to sing Camel Toe. And again, that's not so that happens to me a lot in my singing career.
True dream.
Loved. Oh God, Brett, I'm what? Okay.
We'll have him explain it all. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll go back and kind of.
Brett, it's so amazing how if you mess up the eyes, I mean, they're
Yep.
so important.
Totally, Scotty.
So
Totally.
important to look like Roger.
Well, the window of the soul, as I'm famous for saying.
I mean, so much really, like I was saying, probably one of the key important parts of my job is, making sure that these characters are acting really well, and the acting for these characters, because they're so simple. If you even like the difference between an eyelid like resting on the eye,
Mm-hmm.
an eyelid just above the eye. I mean, hold on.
Right. Wow. Yeah.
It makes a huge difference in how that character is, what they're conveying, because there's not actually that many options, and just a little tiny subtle change will make a huge difference.
Yeah, Brent, our boss, Matt Weitzman, the showrunner, he can tell a lid from like a mile away, but he's always talking about the lids.
I mean, the one thing that our show does really well, I mean, like, yeah, it's deceiving to how hard it is to do, because it looks like the designs seem kind of simple to me. But, I mean, you could, there's not really that many differences in these drawings.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, Roger.
Talk to us about, did you explain the mouth?
No. Yeah, let's back up and explain, make sure that people who are following along can draw.
Okay, so what I did was finishing out the eyes. Once you've drawn the ovals, and this is something you just kind of have to, I'm going to say, eyeball. Then you're going to go down and you're going to draw the mouth. And the mouth, the main thing with the mouth is that it falls about, so if this is the top of the head, and this is the middle, again, you're just kind of finding that 3/4 of the way down, and the top of the mouth is just around there. And so that's like a good way to gauge if you got that little beak thing on Roger's face correct. And on top of that, then you're trying to draw this actual shape of his smile mouth open, which is, it's one of those, I think it's a real endearing shape, but it's a shape that took me a long time to get comfortable with when I worked on Family Guy, because they have a very similar mouth shape.
You're not mentioned Family Guy.
What the?
Oh, you just did it again. That show.
We're kidding. Only one.
Well, I mean, like a lot of artists, when they first draw these characters, they'll just give them like that kind of smile mouth, where like the top arcs and the bottom matches that same arc, and that's that. And that does not look like our characters, because our characters, they have this cool.
It's a supple curve.
It is a.
I need an erasure.
Wave.
And remember, like, don't stress too much about these rough drawings, because we're then going to trace them, and that's where like the real stress comes in, because it's a one line only.
I don't think tracing this drawing is going to fix anything about it.
Scott, Dee, just because I think I heard you both say just use interesting voices. This is for all the actors. Do you guys have any characters that you can remember enjoying playing that besides Steve, Hayley, Francine? Do you guys like playing other characters? For instance, Rachel, in our episode, Top of the Steve, you were the headmistress, which was
it's so funny. I was thinking way back to season 1, where I got to play a funny old lady in an episode called Roger Codger, which was really fun. But I completely forgot about Top of the Steve and the headmaster. That was probably one of my favorite characters other than Hayley that I've gotten to do. She was a blast. What was the, she was always talking about,
Ringing like a bell.
yes,
Playing
Wegener,
Rach, I like your
hanging like a church bell. So good.
I like your little old lady.
My,
That's the best.
What does the little old lady sound like, Rachel?
I can't even remember, but it was,
Did like a.
she was like,
Yeah.
home? No, we're going to DC to see the sights.
And Wendy, you always play these well, like at table reads and stuff. You always have a really good, like, kind of relaxed, chilled out surfer woman that I always like. You know what I'm talking about? Where does that come from?
I don't know. I think I just do it on the spot.
That's it. Don't think.
Oh. Brent's jumping to Ricky Spanish here, it looks like.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't want to interrupt, so I'm just going to. I just want to keep the drawings going.
We'll pivot back to you. I love it.
Okay, so I'm actually not doing Ricky Spanish right now.
Oh.
This is just. Is everyone ready to move on to like kind of the last bit of our rough drawing? Are we?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay. This actually is going to be pretty easy. We're just going to draw his little pecs here.
Oh.
So they come like right on here. Like I usually just do a little line to start it off, and then I'll press a little harder and get them in there.
Does he not have eyebrows? I guess he doesn't, does he?
No.
Can I do mine a little higher? Just because.
You can put them wherever you want.
I'm just kidding.
With Roger, it's a persona. They can be wherever they need to be. It's great.
Oh, okay. It seems like it's funny because my drawing. I drew this hand a little too low because it's actually overlapping this line that's supposed to go and touch his leg over here.
Uh-oh.
I know.
Calling Seth. I'm calling Seth.
Yeah, we have an opening at American Dad now for a supervising director.
And Comic-Con is canceled. The Poom is canceled.
The Poom's out.
This week on Animation Recast. Top Dog Brent is out. And who's coming in?
Dee, how many characters do you think you've done voices for?
I've done 6. I've done 6 characters. I've counted them. I made a list, and I check that list every day.
Good at them, Dee.
I wish you would call me.
Yeah, we'll get you to 7. We'll get you to 7.
Okay, 7 if you count Klaus.
You guys want to do the cleanup now?
Yep.
Yeah.
So bad.
So with the cleanup, okay, let me see how I want to do this. I think what we're going to do for the cleanup is I will kind of just start and first of all, take a thin piece of paper and put it on top of your drawing. Or you can always do the cleanup right on your drawing and erase the lines if you've drawn them light enough.
I just don't have erasing capacity. I don't have.
Well, I mean, the better version is kind of a thin piece of paper if you can.
You
But-
keep saying that, Brent.
I don't have that. I will be erasing.
Okay, well, so, and then, I mean, this is the part that I rarely do, like in-house in Los Angeles, the designers are the ones who do the cleanup lines for our characters. So the best advice I can
Wait,
give-
how many people work on the animation side? Do you know?
It's
Can
the
you
curveball question.
Yeah. Like in-house, how many people are illustrating, drawing, supporting that staff?
We have,
About 150.
How much?
About 150.
150.
Wow.
Kara.
Wow, that's amazing.
Wow.
Thank you. That's a good squad you guys have.
Hey, Brent. There's a thing that you said that I wanted to emphasize because you mentioned that you're adjusting the acting and you're adding to the acting, and that's really accurate. Because I mean, all we're doing is acting. That's all that we do. But the animators, everybody is positioning up the acting, and it's kind of a collaborative acting process. It's not just the actor standing on a stage who's clearly doing all the acting. It's a whole concert of people that are working together to do the acting. That's why I always feel it's like, if someone says, oh, you're this character, talk like that character. It's like, yes, I can, and I'm an important part of that, but I'm not all that character, and I'm not even doing all the acting for that character actually.
Mhm.
And it's a whole group of people that are doing this collaboratively.
In the room, D, we call it, we distinguish between acting and vocal performance, and it's about getting those two things to like marry to each other.
Interesting.
And so it's like, it's just, and it's the shorthand for us to talk about it, where it's like, oh, are we talking about the acting or are we talking about the performance?
Yeah.
And like what we're trying to adjust. And it is true, like you'll see like, oh, the performance isn't matching the acting, and like which thing do we want to adjust, which thing is going to make this like work better for us. It's totally.
But it's an interesting feedback because I mean, you sort of have the acting mapped out with a script already, right? Mm-hmm. And you all have read through, and often you have exactly the way that you want that to sound. And then we come in and completely screw that up and add something that may not be what you want, or maybe it's close, or maybe it's better. Yeah. And then the animation and the boarding and all of that comes after that, which adds to it. So it's this whole, you're just making this progressive sandwich of animation over time.
Absolutely.
All the like the little subtleties are where we really strive to capture those. I think that's part of, I wouldn't say it sets us apart from other shows, but I know that that like these primetime shows spend a exorbitant amount of time making sure that all the little like vocal ticks kind of get translated, because that's what makes it interesting. Again, the characters are pretty simple, so wherever you can find places to insert some motion and to kind of really emphasize what's being said, I think it makes a difference. I've seen you know a great line that has good acting, and then in the same line kind of tweaked, and it becomes just a lot funnier. And that's, you know, like you said, we're all this giant team, and the goal is to make it as funny as we can.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I so much more appreciate by seeing this, because I rarely don't see this part of the process. We're so isolated as voice actors.
Yeah, it's true.
From the process.
I will say one thing about cleanup, which I just take for granted and didn't think about. I try to clean up objects closer to camera first. Like, it's a lot easier to clean up this hand and then add the butt. Oh. You know what I mean? As opposed to drawing the butt and then trying to make sure that cleanup line of the arm like hits it just right. Okay. There is some method to this madness. Again, I don't do this that much, so this is
So we're doing this now. This is the trace over part.
This is the trace over part.
Okay.
Clean up on Isle Roger.
Are we supposed to be doing this in the marker?
I'm sorry?
Are we supposed to be doing this with the marker or the
pencil? Yes. This is the time where using the marker is good. On top of a new piece of paper is better, but you know.
A marker is a fierce.
Whatever you're comfortable with.
This is like nice and calming. It's kind of like a Bob Ross vibe.
It really is. I'm drawing a happy little peck.
Oh, and it should be said that, you know, we do all of our drawings on the computer for the show. And it should be said to, you know, the larger audience. I know you guys are aware of that, but we transitioned from working on paper around season 4, I think it was. And the computer, though, it's tricky. People will say things like, oh, is your show computer generated? And technically, yes, the computer generates the show, but it's all hand drawn. And for anybody who's kind of starting out or younger, it's important to know that it's not the computer, it's just doing a lot of drawing. Because you get better because you practice a lot, not because you have fancy software.
Mm-hmm. Now, Brent, yesterday when we were watching you do this, you were talking about how you started out by just like drawing what was on your TV, like pausing the VCR and stuff. Just like practicing every day.
Yeah, no, I you know, it's just something I love doing, and when I was young, that was the way you would do it, because you know you couldn't easily get access to things, at least I couldn't, and so the best way was television and recording that. And I broke a few VCRs because I paused them too long, too often, and they kind of burned out. Like, apparently that was a thing.
That's actually how I started writing, Brent. I would just write down what they say, and it's actually what I do now too. If you've ever noticed any similarities, old episodes of MASH.
Well, if you guys, when you're at the point when you feel like you've done a pretty good cleanup, I don't think I would classify mine as pretty good, but I'm gonna move on. If you have a gray marker, I'd say color it in gray. His mouth on the inside is black. I think for the sake of the panel, I think it'd probably be good. I think I'm going to do just a Ricky Spanish draw over. I think I want to finish my Ricky Spanish.
Right.
And what I'll do is I will duplicate this and just work. I'll work on top of it.
We'll watch you do a Ricky Spanish. I love it. Now, I do have a question. I think Me Molly 99, there's 98 others before Me Molly.
We know that.
Asks, will there be a new Golden Turd episode? Nick, do you want to
always ask that?
weigh in on that?
We will.
We may have an exciting answer for that.
Yeah, we do have a Golden Turd coming up. Does anyone know when it is? It's in a Magic episode in September. The 300th episode may have a Golden Turd. Am I allowed to say that?
I think you are. I think you are.
Uh-oh. Cat's out of the bag. Take it away, Internet.
So I have a question. So how did the animation, because the animation is completely different for the Golden Turd sequence, and it's so interesting. Who came up with that design?
That's a good question. I think, gosh, I forget who wrote the first Golden Turd episode.
I think it was Anthony Leoy, but I'm not positive.
Well, do you remember who wrote that episode?
No, but he designed the style for it, which I think she was asking.
Yeah.
I think it was Barker that originally wrote it.
Okay. Yeah, it was an opportunity because it's supposed to be super dramatic. So the choice was to go kind of letterbox, and our show is staged in such a kind of simple sitcom-y way 99% of the time that we wanted to really make it read as a different type of moment. And so we just kind of moved the camera around. We added, a lot more depth to the shots and just tried to make it funny by being so serious.
Now, do you guys enjoy that, or is that a big pain in the butt?
Yes.
Answer.
That is
I enjoy pains in the butt.
It's funny because the things that I think qualify as the pain in the butt, quote unquote, it's not. That's usually the interesting. Those things are usually pretty interesting because they're different and they're fun and they kind of pop out. But we have a schedule and we're trying to get something really grand done in the same amount of time as we might have spent people sitting on the couch and just talking. So
yeah,
it's just trying to balance it all.
Now, Brent, we only have a couple minutes left here while you do this Ricky Spanish, but I was sort of hoping we could see some of the cast drawings if anybody's ready to
can we
show them to the camera.
4 minutes? I got to color.
Yeah. We've got 3 minutes left, I think. Let's see it, Scott.
That was fast.
That's what I did.
Let's see, Scotty. Oh, Scott.
Oh my God, Scott.
Phenomenal.
That's really good.
Oh no, I'll show it for real. Hold on.
That's the best I've seen of Roger.
Yes, that's incredible.
Very nice.
Oh,
That's
nice.
Scotty.
D's. I like D's a lot too.
That's my sketch. I'm starting to clean up, but I'm not cleaning up very well.
You guys are so good. That's really good, Dee.
All right, I think I got him enough.
That was
Rachel,
fun.
this is going to be
Let's see if
great.
you
I
can
have a
see
feeling.
him with my virtual background. I wonder if I have to turn it off so you can see.
Oh yeah, you have to turn it off or we can't see it.
All right, how do I do that again?
Good question.
Oh, here we go. I got it. I know
the
how now.
settings.
I know how. I got it.
We're running out of time.
right.
Wendy,
All right,
let's see
here
it.
it is.
Oh,
Oh, lovely.
Wow.
oh wow.
Oh, full
Oh, you got
Great.
the color and everything. That's great.
Here's mine.
Those are
Oh
awesome.
man.
Wendy, I like your face.
Yours is
Oh, that's-
mine, Joe. Thank God.
Oh, Nick, nice colors.
Nice.
Ah, there we
the
go.
rainbow.
Great.
Rockin'.
Okay, and Brent, will you pull down your share screen so we can get everybody big to wave goodbye here?
And why we're going to say this real quick, there's a lot of questions we didn't get to. We didn't throw to the next season that much, but we have the 300 coming up, a bunch of guest appearances.
We've got Weird Al
Also-
Yankovic.
Weird Al Yankovic is going to drop an original parody. And real quick, I'm going to say this. Just a reminder, we announced last year the video game that we have, American Dad Apocalypse Soon, is celebrating its 1-year anniversary. And if you play it now, new players, we have special in-game rewards for all new players for the next 5 days. So that's something cool. And that was written by writers, that video game. So there's input from us on it, and we love it. So go play it.
And we're going to show you guys a clip of the upcoming season. That's a great little reel of a lot of the funny stuff that's coming up. And thank you all for watching. And thank you to the panelists.
Thank
Yeah,
you to
Brent.
Brent and to
Brent,
these
thank you,
actors,
Brent,
the
for
amazing
drawing us.
actors of
Brent's
American
awesome.
Dad.
Thank you,
Amazing
Brent.
writers, producers,
Thanks,
thank
everybody.
you all.
Nice
The
drawing.
show has heart because of you guys, because of these
Yeah,
actors
absolutely.
and these
Aw.
drawers, just
Brent.
like you said, bringing it together.
And we'll see you
Brent,
guys in person in
You don't have to
2021.
lie. You don't have to say it's a nice job. Give me a break.
Anyone, if they can look at your drawing and tell it's Roger, that's a good Roger.
All right,
That's
and now
good.
we're going to throw to advance clips
There you go.
of the upcoming shows. This is exclusive just for you guys.
One of those days, huh?
Anything else? Maybe a little help with closing your mouth? She touched you. That has to be against the rules.
Actually, at SubHub, touching the customer is encouraged.
Everybody living their best life. Mwah, mwah. Guys, I don't want to blow your minds, but I just realized I'm an adult. I can have a party whenever I want. Ow. Let me just scoot you over here a bit. You're right in the path of the bulldozer.
Thanks, Dad. And in the what of the what now?
I wonder if I could...
If anyone else is in this room, come out now. Roger. Okay. Now, as I was saying...
Roger! A visitor. Welcome to my alcove.
Shh! I'm hiding out from Roger, and this is the last place anyone would ever go.
Visitors can sometimes say the cruelest things. Alas, why was I born loving visitors so? You must never let a visitor see your tears, Klaus. Ha! Good one, Francine.
Oh, I got one too. Oh, it's really fighting me, Francine. Did it hurt your balls when you reeled yours in?
Look, I made Klaus a moose, the noble Canadian beast. Ugh, look at these antlers. I'll never wear a turtleneck again.
Roger, I need your help.
Sorry, Stan, I'm a duck today. I got a lot of duck responsibilities.
I promised Francine I'd go fly fishing again, but I'm terrible at it and I don't want to go. Damn it, I don't know what to do.
That's it. Damn it.
What?
Damn it. Damn the river.
Yes, damn the river.
Damn it, Stan, you're not getting it.
Wait, say that again.
I'm doing duck stuff?
Not that far back. The dam. I'll build a dam, then there won't be a river to fly fish in. And we'd have more time to work on our vaudeville act. Let's go get some concrete.
Just give me 1 second. Whack, 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 whack. Let's roll. Punch through this. If you can conquer wood, nothing can stop you.
Ah! Damn, I do feel good. Oh, thanks, Roger. Roger?
Ah! 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 Ah!
You're gonna love our new tiny farmhouse. Come on, everybody, I'll give you the tour. Anyway, I'll show you how you'll sleep, 'cause it's bedtime anyway. We're on farm hours now. Bed by 4, up at 2. Steve boy, this is you.
I can't fit in there.
Just give it a try, Steve boy.
Yes, Mother.
Correction. Now that we're farm folk, I'm the one who calls my wife mother. Night.
Oh, God!
Roger. Hayley and Jeff. And, Mother, if you open up this oil painting of blonde Jesus, there's a cupboard behind.
Hello. Hi. Stan, this is Amos.
Hey.
Amos, it's not what it looks like. Douglas.
He's so annoying. Brain, do what Roger sounds like. Wah, 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 wah. That's exactly right, Brain. Good impression.
Gents, I'm gonna need you to tape down your hogs. This pitch is guaranteed to give you all monster boners that literally rip through your pants, and I can't have that interruption. I present to you Meat Getty and Spag Balls.
Oh, I am a total Hufflepuff. Don't you think I'm a Hufflepuff? Francine, what the fuff is a Hufflepuff?
If I don't make it back, tell your mother. Sorry I busted my nuts so quick. She'll know what it means.
I've heard of a weeping willow, but a sleeping willow? What the?
American Dad is all new. Mondays at 10, only on TBS.